The best way to get started is to quit talking and start doing. You realize when you come up with plans, I want to run a 5K, but I need to get prepared first. And your desire and your idea is to run this 5K, but your excuse is that you need to get prepared. Just do it. Just go run one. You don't have to work into it. Just get out there and start doing. And then you'll know your weaknesses. And then you'll know what you need to work on. Let's get to doing.
One thing I learned about our adventure yesterday with that conservation is getting out in the world. Why we like to hike and why we like to mountain bike. There's somebody I look up to. If you know me, you know I'm a huge Tool fan. Maynard James Keenan, lead singer of 3 very successful bands, Tool, A Perfect Circle, and Pussifer. He lives in Arizona and he cultivates grapes to make his own wine. And he does this himself. He doesn't pay other people to do it. He's out there in the dirt, digging trenches, figuring out what it takes to grow grapes, to make wine. And I always heard him say, because he's a multi-millionaire, the guy has all the money in the world. He could live in a giant high-rise in New York and never have to do anything and be served and waited on hand and foot. But he says, we're from this earth. We need to learn the roots of the earth, what it is when this earth wants to take over. And these luxuries, the sense of security that we have, our cars, our houses, and our nice things, what if a disaster strikes and those things are not available and you are clueless to what this world has to offer? Yesterday we got to experience the world and the takeover of a species that's not native to Utah that's ruining our wetlands. And we get to understand and learn things like that and to get out and understand the world as it is, because we're just guests here. The world could change in an instant. Which brings me to my second point. Enjoy the moment, enjoy today, because tomorrow, it ain't promised. Here we go. The beginning of our 30-mile ride. Mile 10. Felice and I are 10 miles away from the house. We have traveled south through Ogden and found ourselves on a river park trail. And it's awesome. We're trying to train our hearts in different levels. So our hearts are either usually resting or we're doing high intensity interval training or we're climbing mountains, right? So our heart rate's always above 150 during our exercises. And there's this other zone that I want to start focusing on my heart rate. And that's in between resting and 150. Somewhere in the 120 area on a steady, longer section. But guess what it takes to do that? It takes time. It takes investing your time into doing other things instead of sitting on the couch. I was sitting there thinking on the way through here, if you want to change your lifestyle, you want to change your habits and what you do, monitor what you actually do. How much time are you spending on Facebook, for example? I just looked at my average time on Facebook and it's 25 minutes a day. Times that by a year, it's like 128 minutes a year. And you divide that by 24 and you're looking at 7 full days per year. Full days per year I'm wasting on Facebook. Start mapping out all the time you waste. Oh, but I have a job I have to get up and go to 40 hours a week. How often are you truly engaged in 40 hours per day or per week at your job? All day long. There's parts in there where you're at the water cooler bullshitting, or you're on your phone, you're on Facebook, or you're nooping. Are there any noopers out there?
Sorry.
Nooping is taking a nap on the toilet.
Yeah, no nooping.
Noopers.
No nap pooping.
Nooper. So really start to schedule your life. Write it down. Take inventory. What is inventory? It's when you take in how much stock of what you have good in your life and what you have bad in your life. And in order to be a good inventory taker, you have to write it down. Remember, we talked about measurements. If you don't have a good measuring stick and a scale, you're not going to be able to see exactly where you're at. You remember my metaphor of the two houses being built? Somebody gets to plan and measure, the other team does not get to plan and measure and imagine what those houses will look like. This is the same thing. Look at your time on a daily basis. Start tomorrow. I wake up at what time? And what do I do for the next full hour? And then what do I do for the second full hour? What do I do for the third full hour? Just, you don't have to change anything. Just look at it. Look at it for a whole week. Just write it down just to get an idea of what you actually do. Because a lot of times we just mindlessly go through the day. And then once you figure it out and see it right before your eyes, are you going to be able to actually change anything? And think about it. You waste 25 minutes on Facebook per day. You follow a link on Facebook that takes you to YouTube. And then YouTube takes you another freaking 30, 40 minutes into rabbit holes, which reminded you of a TikTok video you saw, so you had to get on TikTok and then another 45 minutes on TikTok. Oh, and then there's that one person on Instagram that may have posted something today, so you got to check that out. And now look at you right now on YouTube watching us do what we're doing. How about get off your ass and go do your thing? Huh?
Yeah, go ride a bike.
Go ride a bike.
Super fun.
Get out of here. Go have fun. Enjoy life. It's a beautiful day. Mile 15. Stopped off for a little snacky snack. Heading south was easy. All backwinds pushing us fast. Now we're heading north into a storm.
We're being buffaloes.
We might as well, we're being buffaloes. We're heading through the storm. Might as well be riding uphill. But it's fun. Listening to David Goggins and what he's going through, keeping me pressing. I want to see where my limits are. Day 42 is tough. Super tired this morning. Feel like giving up. Like, how can I get out of this? Make it easier on my life. Just like anybody in life, they crave comfort over misery. But you don't get to know who you are and what you're actually capable of unless you push yourself and know your limits. Rest of my life, cheers. This is what you got to look forward to. Felice and I just finished a 20-mile ride on our mountain bikes. Never done that before. First half was pretty easy. We were going with the wind, heading south. Coming back was a little different story. We were heading into the wind like you saw there at our little breaking point where we stopped to take a break at Maverick. I noticed something that's working for me during this challenge and in my recovery. When I feel like I want to give up, when I feel like I'm tired and I'm just not gonna put out forth the effort. Like today, I could have lounged around all day and been completely satisfied. That's all my body and my mind wanted to do. I didn't want to think. Obviously we need a rest day, but not right now because I'm in the challenge. And so I gear up and I push myself even harder because I wanted to give up, because my body said, no, this is what you need. And I'm gonna say, no, guess what? I'm callousing my mind. So that 20-mile ride today on a Sunday, because I was tired and wanting to quit, was me training my mind, callousing my mind and hardening my mind. This 75-day adventure that I'm on right now has been huge benefit to my recovery, huge benefit to my habits and my self-esteem and confidence and becoming the person that I am. And I'm grateful for it. So if you're in this 30-day challenge, keep pressing and challenge yourself a little bit more, a little bit harder. And when you feel like giving up after 10 minutes of reading, read for 20. If you feel like giving up at 15 minutes of exercising, go 45. Push yourself a little further each time. If you've done 10 push-ups, next time do 11. And just push yourself a little more every time, 1% better, no matter what. Till tomorrow. Peace.